So this isn't the kind of video I normally do. Normally I'm building race car parts for fun stuff like that 928 or my Mark 7 GTI. But unfortunately it's not always fun and games in the shop. And sometimes something comes up where you gotta do stuff you don't normally do. So while I'm waiting on the customer to pick up his 928, I'm gonna do some bandsaw maintenance. Getting started building a 4-inch downpipe and 3.5-inch mid pipe turbo back for Mark 7 this morning. A bandsaw cut a nice fish hook because I had a bearing failure on one of the rollers, and being a outdated Enco, which I believe they were bought by Jet Manufacturing at some point, there's no parts catalogs on the interwebs for them anymore, and this is what's left of the inner bearing race. The races, there's actually 2 of them corroded on there. So did my measurements standard and metric, went to Napa, was able to cross that number to a real part number and order SKF bearings for it. So in the meantime, because this stuff so seized together, you can see it's kind of beat up, me hammer and punching it a little bit, but can of parts cleaner, I haven't opened it yet. I guess this has a basket inside. So what I'm going to do is remove these assemblies, or at least the bearings off the assemblies, the full build up here, toss them in there and let it soak. So hopefully by the time the bearings get here, those are nice and clean and easy to disassemble. Alright, so the new bearings are in. The old ones came off these 3 easily, the ones that were whole, so they were easy to just kind of set in there to press off. These inner races are stuck, so I'm going to TIG weld a piece of scrap and then see if I can't get them loose. Alright, so got the SKF bearings. There's the part number in case I or you ever need it. Made in Italy, which is nice. Don't ever want to use Chinese parts if I can help it. So it took some doing to get the one where just the... Oh, that's not good. So it took some doing to get this one apart. As you saw, I had to weld some scrap to it. Took a couple tries. And but they're all together, snap rings are all back on, so I'm going to go ahead and build it back up, do a test cut, and see how much tuning it's going to take to get this thing back in action. Awesome. All right, so there's the first test cut. Normally I'd really go down the rabbit hole chasing it, but that looks really good to my trained eye. So I'm just going to get back to build what I was trying to build when it broke last week. So about $68 into fixing this thing. Lost 2 days in the shop. Well, a short day today. I've got second shift at my aviation job, but glad this thing's back up and purring. So just don't let it discourage you if you're a discontinued bandsaw. Brakes, there's always a workaround, a way to fix it. Even though there wasn't information on the internet, Napa was able to help me out in person, so shout out to them. That parts cleaner that I bought from them worked well. Not a sponsor, but glad to have them in my hometown. And yeah, hit subscribe if this helped you out. Thanks for watching.